We've got a new weekly challenge. It's Memory Lane. Glenn is our star hero. That's perhaps appropriate. I'm going to be bringing him as the lead. Michonne, because she's part of my daily quests to get seasonal event tokens, she's in there. And then Connie is going to be here giving us some charge points and hitting things hard. What we'd be looking for in this weekly challenge is missions where there's lots of search for clues kinds of things, or missions where there's stuff that we've got to interact with, where we can make the use of the fact that Glenn can do that. You know, he can search something and then he can move again. Oof. This is pretty straightforward stuff. So Glenn, hard to find a role for him, really, as part of a team, I guess. Because I would want ranged characters. Characters like Mercer, Yumiko, those kinds of guys, really. Keep the walkers at a distance, set them alight, don't let them get close. That kind of thing. Does it matter that Glenn's there and he's not sort of really helping with that? Well, using things like the pouvoir flag and weapons like that, maybe the assault rifle or whatever, if we can get some charge points, that kind of essentially makes him ranged. But that mission is pretty much what you see. So deal with some tough walkers, deal with some normal walkers. If you've got ranged characters, just stay where you are, form a firing line. That will get you through a lot of the stages. Kill room, clear the room of the lurkers. So again, not something that really leans into Glenn's leadership trait. It is, of course, worth remembering that, oh boy, it's this one, that if you make a kill, you're going to get supply tokens. Let's let these guys come towards you. So they always just come charging in. This is one of those ones where it's a little bit tough. I think, quite frankly, and I very rarely say this, but your unlocked heroes and your gear is going to make a difference here. The strategy is somewhat limited. What you can do is make sure that you've got primed on everyone's armor so that they can just defend themselves. They might not have any attacks left, might not have any action points. If they've got primed on their armor, there's a chance they'll be able to defend themselves. Everyone's really sort of tightly clumped together. So maybe look at things with herd, or the ability to mass stun things like maces, bash those walkers back into each other, make them knock each other out. You're going to have to hit hard. You could set things alight, but you haven't got a lot of time for them to actually burn. Anything that slows the walkers down, that's got to be pretty good. It's just it's a pretty tough mission. I like to crunch all of my survivors up in one corner so that you have fewer angles of attack to worry about. And also, if you have Connie in your group like I do, that's good for her. Terminus, find the loot. Okay. So we're getting into a mission that's going to use Glenn's talents. Let's see what we got. Now, that's right. I want to jab him. I don't want to necessarily open that door. Okay, we can open the door now. I've got to remember that everybody has got Glenn's ability. Meaning that we can search a crate and then kill. And then if you've got a weapon with quick strike or that otherwise just awards you with an action after a kill, you can search something, kill, search something again, or so on. That's great. I kind of don't want any more walkers to deal with than we need. Open that door. We can still act. So this is going to make... I mean, it's just... I often say this about Ezekiel. He's a character who just make things seem easier. You don't have to worry about where you're putting him as much as anybody else. He's always going to be able to defend himself. It's the same with Glenn. oh, who am I going to use up searching this crate that we've got to search? Well, anyone can do it. And it also means that you're going to be very, very fast, because you could search a crate at the very limit of your movement, and then you get an action point back. So you can move to the limit of your movement again. It's fun. I can't remember the last time that we had Glenn as a leader, but he's pretty good. And of course, you're going to be racking up those supplies as well. Especially if you've got your upgrade gift and you get double XP, the supplies that you get are a portion of the XP that you get. So if the XP is boosted, the supplies that you're getting is boosted. Time to get building, I think. Killing zone, make your way to the exit. Another sort of kill everything kind of mission. Are we fine being there? I think so. Glenn should be able to defend himself. Yes, he can. Let's see if we can thin the herd. Good. Gonna keep everybody crunched up. There's no real rush here. But this is just a nice, classic, sort of straightforward adventure. You're cutting your way through the horde of walkers, getting to the exit. That's it. Now, you don't have to kill every flipping thing that you see. You can, especially on the earlier levels. Not too much of a problem to do that. But you've got to get to the exit. That is the objective. So if you've got characters who can sneak by the walkers, Beta, Huntsman Daryl, anybody in Guts, anybody with the Walker Mic or Whisperer's Mask support, then that's pretty good. You could chuck out some flares, sprint to the end. You could do this, theoretically, in one go. One turn. It's not about killing everything. Although, if you are going to do that, then remember that there's a threat counter. If you do it with ranged weapons, then that is going to bring in reinforcements. And I do apologise if my voice sounds a little bit wobbly. Got a bit of a cold. I'm absolutely fine. I'll get over it. Oh, good. Woodbury, get the loot. Still got to get a few more kills with Michonne. Complete missions with a bruiser, eh? Okay, bruisers can be particularly useful on these kinds of missions. Maybe I shouldn't have given her the cookie. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just thinking I can... Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. Do that. Great. Good. And then he's distracted because he's eating whatever that guy's name was. Let's throw a bit more damage on this guy. And you can see that being able to... Oops. You see that being able to stun them is pretty good. Now, if you've got a weapon like this, Herd Smash obviously isn't going to herd humans, but it will hit multiple humans. So, still useful. Do that. Do that. And this is great because being able to distract the walkers or anything is so handy, because you can search those. You're not being bogged down here. You can search those crates and start moving. Your tactics are going to differ slightly based on what humans you're facing. They might be ranged, which I think is more deadly. They might be melee characters, which I think is easier to deal with. Don't forget that you've got the walkers to distract them, and you can kind of control where they go. You could throw the Whisperer's Mask, you could throw a flare. The AI is fairly rudimentary. Human enemies, very, very tough. Obviously, they hit so hard. But everything that you could do to a potential walker, you can do to them. You can stun them. I guess you can't herd them. But yeah, it's one of those ones. I usually favour ranged characters. If they're humans, if you can keep them at extreme range, the AI just doesn't know what to do. Although that's a fairly small map. So try a few things. I mean, having a bruiser, maybe, or a warrior with a mace or something, see if you can run up to them and KO them. Might take a long time to kill them, but you can leave the walkers to do that. And then all of a sudden, the humans and the walkers become assets. They're both distracting each other. Because all you got to do is search those crates and get to the exit. Shine a light. Get to the exit. I think this time we bring back Connie. Did we already do this one? I don't know. If we did, apologies. I mean, some of these missions are kind of similar. This is another one where you're getting to the end, and that advice kind of just stands. You're looking at getting to the end, not killing everything in front of you. He says killing everything in front of him. But that's it. If you've got stuff that can distract the walkers, great. Fill your boots. Use that. If you do want to just massacre your way through, I'm not going to stop you. Kind of an open level, that one. Good visibility. You could certainly set things alight. Wait for them to burn. Okay, complete missions, 6 out of 12. This is a pretty breezy set of missions. I think we're back to the start now. Oh my gosh, all of these rewards. You've got to get at least 610 stars. That's the maximum amount of seasonal event tokens that you can get. And then we're back to Herschel's farm. Lots of kill all walkers, a couple of search, for crates missions, which really make use of Glenn as the hero. If you do have any particular problems or strategies, tactics and advice for any of these missions, just say so in the comments. Here's good luck to you and your guild in this weekly challenge, and as ever, see you next time.